History often remembers campaigns by their outcomes, not the minds that orchestrated them. But the Ottoman Empire stands out because its mastery of military strategy and cunning tactics reshaped the battlefield, and in many ways, the course of world history. From feigned retreats to topographical ambushes, from ingenious logistics to psychological warfare, the Ottomans proved that brains can, and often do, trump brawn. In this deep dive, we'll explore their most brilliant maneuvers, reveal the stories behind each tactic, and show you how these centuries-old lessons still speak to modern strategists and history enthusiasts alike. Before we march forward, let's pause. If tales of battlefield genius intrigue you, hit that subscribe button now and give this video a thumbs up. You won't want to miss a single revelation. Now saddle up and prepare to be surprised. The Ottomans didn't just fight battles, they invented new ways to win them. 1. The art of the feigned retreat. One of the Ottoman army's hallmark strategies was the feigned retreat, a ruse both simple and devastating. At its core, it invited the enemy to draw close in pursuit, lured by the illusion of victory. But behind the fleeing ranks waited hidden units, ready to encircle and annihilate. The Battle of Chaldiran, 1514, offers a classic example. The Safavid cavalry, emboldened by initial Ottoman withdrawal, broke formation in pursuit, only to find themselves enveloped by Janissary musketeers and Sipahi cavalry striking from the flanks. This tactic turned Safavid zeal into confusion, demonstrating that retreat can sometimes be the surest path to triumph. If this tactical gamble fascinates you, like and comment below on whether you dare pursue a fleeing foe. 2. Harnessing terrain, the Battle of Mohacs. The Ottomans' strategic acumen extended to their meticulous study of terrain. In 1526, Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent chose a low, marshy plain near Mohacs, Hungary, to face King Louis II's heavy cavalry, a force ill-suited to waterlogged ground. By anchoring his flanks on wooded slopes and using natural bogs to disrupt enemy charges, Suleiman forced the heavily armored knights to slog through mud, losing momentum and cohesion. Meanwhile, lightweight Ottoman cavalry and janissaries operated with agility, encircling the disordered Hungarians. Within hours, a decisive victory was secured, opening the gates of Central Europe to Ottoman influence. 3. Logistics, supplying an empire. He who aims at everything aims at nothing. Ottoman war planners understood that no army can fight if it cannot eat. The empire's vast logistical network kept armies fed, mounted, and armed over thousands of kilometers. During the 1683 siege of Vienna, Ottoman commanders pre-positioned supply depots, built temporary causeways, and used camel caravans to transport grain, equipment, and gunpowder. Mobile kitchens, known as kitchen tents, ensured that fresh meals reached officers and soldiers alike, boosting morale and endurance. In contrast, many European armies suffered from scurvy, desertion, and starvation, factors that often swung battles as decisively as any blade. The Janissaries, early modern shock troops. Long before the concept of a standing professional army became widespread in Europe, the Ottomans fielded the Janissaries, an elite infantry corps selected via the Devshirme system, trained year-round, and equipped with the latest firearms. Their reputation for discipline and firepower struck fear into opponents accustomed to feudal levies and medieval arms. At the Siege of Constantinople, 1453, Janissary arquebusiers delivered volleys so deadly they neutralized Byzantine counterattacks. Their effectiveness forced European powers to adopt similar drill-based, firearm-equipped units, marking a turning point in military history. If the idea of early modern shock troops intrigues you, subscribe for more on the evolution of warfare. 5. Bridging water, the overland fleet at Constantinople. In a masterstroke of military engineering, Sultan Mehmed II overcame Byzantine control of the Golden Horn by transporting his ships over land. Using greased logs and manpower, Ottoman forces moved dozens of galleys across a hill, bypassing the enemy chain barrier. When they relaunched into the sheltered harbor, the defenders were caught completely off guard. This audacious maneuver, combining logistics, mechanical know-how, and surprise, sealed Constantinople's fate on May 29, 1453, and signaled the rise of a new imperial power. 6. Psychological warfare, drums, horns, and fear. In the lead-up to major assaults, the Ottomans turned sound into a weapon. Massive kettle drums, trumpets, and horns unleashed thunderous noise that reverberated across plains and down fortress walls, unnerving defenders. At Belgrade, 1521, defenders reported sleepless nights as the Ottoman band played incessantly at the fortress base. The psychological toll was real. Fatigue, disorientation, and panic often preceded the actual assault. If you felt uneasy after a fireworks show or bass-heavy concert, imagine that amplified over days, an early form of non-lethal warfare. 7. Alliances and espionage, divide and conquer. Beyond the battlefield, also in the Ottoman playbook, was the art of alliance building and espionage. Envoys bribed dissenting nobles, spies infiltrated courts, and messages hidden in innocuous goods kept sultans one step ahead. During campaigns in the Caucasus, the Ottomans exploited rivalries among local chieftains, aligning with some while secretly undermining others. This internal discord softened resistance before an army even set foot in the region. As the proverb warns, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And the Ottomans did both, mastering the political dimension of warfare. 8. Adaptation in the desert and swamp. Ottoman forces weren't confined to European plains. In North Africa and Arabia, they adapted to desert conditions by adopting Bedouin scouting methods and using camels for supply lines. In the marshy Tigris-Euphrates delta, they built floating bridges and used boats to support infantry movements where conventional armies bogged down. Their flexibility in diverse environments underscored a core principle: win by playing the game the terrain demands, not the one you prefer. 9th Engineering sieges, sappers, and trenches. Long before trench warfare defined the Great War, the Ottomans practiced subterranean siegecraft. Siege engineers, muhandis in Ottoman parlance, dug tunnels beneath fortress walls, placing charges to collapse defenses. At Nicaea, 1331, these sappers breached walls despite robust Byzantine fortifications. Similarly, zigzag trenches dug prior to assaults minimized exposure to enemy artillery, a tactic centuries ahead of its time. 10th. Information networks. The Ottoman Intel. Intelligence gathering formed the backbone of Ottoman strategy. Merchant caravans, pilgrim travelers, and envoys formed a vast human spy network. Sultan Selim I famously learned of the Mamluk army's strength and positioning via a traveling merchant's letter, information he used to orchestrate a surprise winter campaign into Syria. The lesson: timely, accurate information is as powerful as any battalion. 11th. Counterinsurgency, winning hearts and minds. Conquest was only half the battle. Holding territory demanded political savvy. The Ottomans integrated local elites into governance through the millet system, granting religious communities autonomy in exchange for loyalty and taxes. In the Balkans, they recruited Christians into auxiliary forces, Akinci raiders and Balkan musketeers, creating vested interests that quelled rebellion. Winning hearts and minds reduced the need for constant military occupation. 12th. Legacy and modern lessons. By combining deception, engineering, logistics, and political unity, the Ottomans turned military innovation into statecraft. Today's strategists study their campaigns for lessons in adaptability, integrated operations, and the interplay of warfare and governance. As we face complex global challenges, the Ottoman legacy reminds us that success often hinges on creativity, collaboration, and understanding the human terrain as much as the physical. If these stories of battlefield genius have sparked your curiosity, like this video and subscribe for weekly deep dives into the strategies that shaped our world. And tell us in the comments, which Ottoman tactic impressed you most, and how might you apply its lessons today? Until our next journey through the annals of history, may your wits be as sharp as a janissary's blade and your plans as unexpected as a feigned retreat.